In the bustling city of Manchester, amidst the high-rise buildings and busy streets, lived a young boy named Jamie. He was only 12, yet the burdens he carried seemed heavy enough to crush even the strongest soul. Jamie often felt trapped in a world that didn't seem to notice him. His father had walked out when he was just a toddler, and his mother worked two jobs just to keep their tiny flat running. School wasn't any better for Jamie either. Books weren't his friends, and neither were his classmates who teased him endlessly. One dreary afternoon, as Jamie sat alone on a park bench, he noticed an elderly man carefully tending to a small patch of withering flowers. The man, with a warm smile and gentle demeanor, greeted Jamie and introduced himself as George. Curious, Jamie asked why George bothered with the seemingly hopeless task. George chuckled softly and replied, "Sometimes it's not about the flowers, but the hope that one day they'll bloom." Intrigued by George's optimism, Jamie started visiting the park daily. Under George's guidance, Jamie began assisting him with the delicate blooms. As weeks passed, Jamie's fingers turned from clumsy to adept, and together they coaxed the flowers back to life. More than just a lesson in gardening, Jamie was learning patience, resilience, and the value of nurturing life. George shared stories of his younger days, tales of struggles and triumphs, and how hope had carried him through. He spoke of how every setback carved a path to new beginnings. Jamie found comfort in these stories and a connection he hadn't known he was missing. Months went by, and as the flowers bloomed, so did Jamie. He felt lighter, and for the first time in years, he smiled genuinely. George, too, seemed to have found a newfound energy in the company of the young boy who had once harbored so much hurt. One day, on arriving at the park, Jamie found only an envelope where George would usually be. Inside was a letter from George, stating that he had moved to be closer to family but would treasure the friendship they had shared. The letter ended with a poignant note. "Believe in hope, Jamie, for it's the sun that shall unfailingly rise." Armed with the wisdom of a patient gardener, Jamie's outlook on life transformed. He embraced his imperfections, found solace in the simplest of things, and above all, stopped hating himself. Instead, he sowed seeds of kindness, hope, and the courage to bloom, no matter how harsh the winter. This is the story of Jamie, a testament to the power of simple acts of kindness and the importance of believing in oneself. In a world that can sometimes feel overwhelmingly gray, there is always room for even the smallest garden of hope to flourish.